This is the ultimate fishing guide in LEGO Fortnite. Today, I'm gonna show you each rarity bait bucket in every single biome and show you exactly what you get and truly give you the ultimate guide to fishing in LEGO Fortnite. Now, if I'm being honest, the only rod that's really worth mentioning is the Epic Fishing Rod. The other ones are obviously a little bit cheaper, but you wanna have the best opportunity to not only pull epic fishes, but also legendary ones at that, because as we progress more into this fishing element, you obviously want the best material and the best fish in the game because they give you the best resources back. Now, we're also going to go over every single type of bait bucket that there is in the game. Getting yourself regular bait buckets really isn't that difficult, considering that your players and your villagers will actually make them for you. However, when it comes to getting an uncommon, common, or rare bait bucket in this game, it does take a little bit more to make, but today I'm going to show you which ones are actually worth making and which ones you should completely forget about. So first things first, let's talk about the grasslands biome and the secret fish that you can find inside of caves. Now, if you guys are going into the grasslands cave and you're trying to throw down one of your buckets, it is very difficult and extremely annoying because what you guys will see is I'm throwing my epic one right into another fishing area, and for whatever reason, it's acting as though there is not enough water in this area for me to throw down this bait bucket. All you have to do is just continue to try to do this. At some point in time, it will find an area that it will fit into the water, and once you guys get that, you could fish this spot and you guys will eventually find the vendetta fish that you need for the new epic charms in the game. Now, something that's really important to note is that you can't have multiple fishing areas out at the same time, or you can't use multiple bait buckets at the same time. You see, when I throw down one of my bait buckets, the other one will disappear. I originally wanted to test how long these would last, but I was able to find out that they're based on how many fish you pull from them and not time based. So all of these have differences when it comes to how many fish you can pull and how rare those fish are, and not based on the time and how long they'll last in the water. Now, first thing to note when it comes to fishing is obviously the best thing that you could use is an epic rod and an epic bait bucket. And it doesn't matter where you're fishing at, no matter what biome you're working in, you're always going to have the same chance when it comes to pulling yourself that gray or that common orange flopper. You pretty much get them in any and all biomes, and it's by far the most common fish that you're able to get. The one thing that's weird when it comes to this orange flopper is that they do obviously have a legendary version of this as well. And there's a few fish in the game that work like that, or maybe they have a common or a gray fish, but they also have a legendary one, or maybe they have a green or a common, and then they also have that legendary or an uncommon for the green. So when you guys go out and you see this, it is all dependent on the animation. If your guy is doing this long circle and it's a lot tougher to pull that fish out, that means it's going to be more rare, and the duration of that is ultimately what decides whether that is a green, blue, or a gold type of fish. Now, inside of the shore biome, I used my epic bait bucket and I got 6 common, 9 uncommon, and then 2 rare fish, which wasn't something I was very impressed with or happy about because I got no legendary or epic fish. Obviously, at that time, not realizing that epic fish was only inside of the grasslands caves. When it comes to the shore biome, though, what I noticed was that even using a rare or a blue bait bucket, you could still get legendary loot fish from this. And what I found specifically in this run here was that this blue rare or rare bait bucket actually got me better fish than what I got originally out of the grasslands or the shore biome using a legendary or an epic bait bucket. So the 2 bait buckets you should absolutely focus on using is the rare and the epic. That's very obvious, but I know a lot of people just stick specifically with the epic item when it comes to things. It appears that you could actually get away with just using a rare bait bucket and still actually have success because you're still able to pull legendary fish. Now, you guys can see my full haul from the shore biome, which was 16 fish in the epic bait bucket, 11 fish inside of your rare bait bucket, including 1 legendary and 2 rare, which is more than what that original epic tier did. I also had 10 fish in my uncommon and 5 in my common, which was really strange that the epic and the uncommon gave me around the same amount of fish, but obviously you see that the rare bucket in this case was the best one available. Now this is all based on testing, but what I found was the Dry Valley gave me the best type of fish. Now again, this is all just one test run that I gave where I used 1 of every bait bucket in every single biome. So obviously different people can have different results, and you guys might have found that the Dry Valley just didn't treat you guys all that well. But for myself, when I put this down inside of the Dry Valley, not only did I get multiple uncommon, but I got multiple rare, and in the same epic bait bucket that I threw into this lake, I was actually able to get multiple legendary fish as well, which is a surprise to me because again, the last 2 biomes that I did, I didn't get many legendary fish from the epic bait bucket. I thought you would just get better, you know, rare or uncommon, but I was able to get multiple legendary fish, and I actually went back to back with it, which makes it that much more exciting for me to get back to back legendary fish items. Now inside of the Dry Valley, I got a much better haul than the shore and the grasslands biome. You guys could see I got 2 legendary from my epic bucket. I also got a ton of rare or blue fish. I got a ton of uncommon fish, and then I didn't get that many common fish. Now obviously the quantity of them is a little bit higher when you take a look at that, but in comparison to every other tier combined, that was likely my least amount pulled. Now I will say that the snow biome also treated me pretty well when it came to giving me legendary fish. I was able to get 2 of them in this specific haul here, and I'll show you the full haul later, but the snow biome and the desert valley were definitely the 2 best, where the shore biome and the grasslands were the worst. I don't know if that's because the shore biome is kind of like the grasslands and they're ranked really low as far as what you need to unlock to level 10 and what you could actually do in those areas, or how rare the general loot is in those areas, or if it is just completely random and there actually is no buff for the snow biome or the desert valley. Just from what it seems to me is the best places to fish is in the snow biome and in the desert valley, and it really doesn't seem very close. Now my full loot from the snow biome is 2 legendary fish, 1 from the epic and 1 from the rare bait bucket, a ton of rare and uncommon, but I also did get a lot of common fish as well, which is unfortunate, but it's part of the game and they give you a lot of fish fillet or a lot of bait buckets. Now this is every single fish that I was able to pull, but when I tested this, what I found was a few really important things. The epic bait bucket definitely gave me more legendary items as you would expect, and it also gave me at minimum 15 fish per bucket. The rare bait bucket gave me between 10 and 12, but went down to as low as 8 fish per bucket. The uncommon was anywhere from 7 to 10, and then the common was typically at 5 fish, but could go up to about 8 or 9 depending on the area. Now you can't eat these fish, but you can put them into the food processor. A typical common fish is going to go ahead and give you 1 or 2 fish fillet, where the legendary gives you 5 of them. When you take a look at some of the other ones, you'll see that you get fish fillet and you also get slurp juice. You get those out of a bunch, and again, depending on the rarity of the fish is going to be how many slurp juices and how many fish fillet that you get. Obviously, the more rare the fish, the more that you're going to get, where the least rare is going to be obviously the least amount of fish fillet. You could also see inside of here that some of these give blast core, bright core, and ice shells. That is also a perk of going into certain areas, as you'll get different type of loot that come and can be found inside of those areas. So bright core and anything from the Dry Valley is from the fish in the Dry Valley, and vice versa when it comes to the other type of fish. Overall, fishing is an unlimited thing that you're able to do in the game, as you can constantly make obviously a common rod, and you get common bait buckets simply by going ahead and getting fish fillet, which your villagers can do for you, or turning just 1 fish into fish fillet will give you obviously a bait bucket. So it's super easy to go ahead and fish in this game. When it comes to the overall game, let's talk about a few other things that are very important. When it comes to fishing, again, the snow biome and the the Dry Valley are by far the best areas to fish in. Obviously, you still have a chance at those legendary and rare fishing items. However, the most important thing is that you can still get Bright Core, Blast Core, and you can get ice shells just by going ahead and grabbing those fish. So those are incredibly important and make them even more rare and overall a better fish than what you're going to find inside of the grasslands and inside of the shore biome, as they don't offer you much at all outside of maybe a shell every once in a while. So what I would recommend doing is using either a rare or an epic rod, and then using a rare or epic bait. You don't necessarily always have to have an epic rod or always necessarily have to have epic bait. Like you guys saw, a rare bait actually gets just as much done as what an epic tier 1 gives you. You could still get the exact same fish while using that one compared to the rare one or the epic one. So it's not that big of a deal to go one tier down when it comes to fishing. But let me know what you guys think of this brand new feature in the game. Do you guys love it, hate it, or you guys gonna spend a lot of time doing it? I want to read some comments and see what you guys think of this down below.